Welcome Bitcoin fam to the #1 Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin pumping and in the green, new all-time highs in play. We're only 3,000 away. Hopefully it happens today. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as well as Metaplanet shares jump after their $5.4 billion plan to buy more Bitcoin, which was just revealed. We'll also be discussing strategy adds an additional 1,045 Bitcoin for 110 million in the latest purchase update, in which Michael Saylor shared earlier today. We'll also be discussing crypto analyst that says Bitcoin has a pretty good chance of hitting this massive price target, spoiler alert, of 250,000. I'll be citing the 3 technical signals. Also, Samson Mao of Jan 3 drops the bombshell, says Bitcoin risk from their core product. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be discussing, here's how Bitcoin price gets to $1 million, according to the Bitcoin OG legend himself, Adam Back. And as a bonus, we'll be giving you an update, brand new Bitcoin price prediction from Michael Saylor. And spoiler alert, he's even more bullish. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this, plus so much more in today's show. So welcome everyone to the live stream. Happy Monday. Fun day. JB here, live it in the flesh with my co-host, former chair of the SEC, Nipinator. And I do have a live poll. I want to know when you think we'll hit the new all-time high, first and foremost. And also, we do have a goal today on the YouTube channel. And the goal is to get 10 supers at $5 or more. And if we achieve the goal within the first hour of the stream, we will do a bonus pump watch to a new all-time high today. Shout out everyone in that chat. Sweet Bitty McGee, the new #1. Shout out Ricardo Monzo. Happy 11/11 fam, 111 in play. Harry Balls in the building. Shout out DNA. At home watching the greatest show on the tube. Love you, brother. Right back at you. Shout out Nash. It's good to have you here. Shout out Bitstack P. Darth Melda holding it down. Always an honor to have you here. This gong strike is for all of you. I appreciate you guys holding it down. And welcome to the CNA Bitcoin Cafe. Get your espresso. Last call. No alcohol. 420. We're 14 minutes away. And let me check the X feed, and we will be streaming for the next couple of hours. And you guys know the routine. All comments and quotes of the stream on X will get reposted, and I'll also shout you out. And I'm doing that right now. I just went ahead and pinned the stream to the top of the profile. Make sure you guys are following me on X. The majority of the audience actually comes from X, ironic enough. Shout out Bub, appreciate it, brother. That cute pudgy little penguin with the laser eyes stacking the bitty in the snow. Now we're talking, brother. And who else we got here? Martin, Sweet Bitty McGee. As Bruce Buffer says, it's time to precisely, exactly what time it is. And shout out to the roughest neck around, holding it down with bitties by the pound. You guys are awesome. Happy Monday. Shout out Tammy Hatcher. It almost feels like a weekend, but then again, days are irrelevant in the Bitcoin sphere. It feels like new all-time high in play each and every day. And genuinely is today. We're only 3,000 away. Bitcoin's been ripping right on the cusp of reclaiming 109, up 24 hundo on the day. Gensler didn't even have to wear his toupee. I gotta say, it was a good day.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm #1. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm #1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
And Saylor did make an announcement, not as big as I was anticipating. I thought he was going to make $1 billion buy, but still significant, over 1,000 Bitcoin. That's going to be one of our stories here today, speaking of Michael. And I do got a new prediction from him as well.
Take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin. Then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin.
That's the secret right there. Stack sats religiously.
And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with.
And shout out Bukele. He made a post yesterday and he put it's all by design. And I couldn't agree more with that. Everything you see on the world stage, that's not just a coincidence how we got here. This was all designed and planned by some evil mofos, I dare say. Also, shout out Max Kaiser. This fiat currency crashes against Bitcoin. He's referring to the Turkish lira. It officially has gone to zero against Bitcoin. I looked at the chart to verify that earlier. And let's see if I can pull that up for you. I mean, they say a picture says 1,000 words. So let's see if I can pull that up somewhere here. I know I sent it to my brother earlier. Let's see. Anyways, just take my word for it. The Turkish lira crashed to zero against Bitcoin. I know Max shared it and I reposted it earlier. I just can't find it on the phone at the very second. Tammy Hatcher, Proverbs 17:27. Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and a man of understanding is a cool spirit. It emphasizes that wise individuals use their words with restraint and that understand. Amen. Gong strike to that one. Always appreciate the Bible quotes. Welcome, James Elsey. Good to have you here. Bitcoin's a smash and everything. Bitcoins are ripping, like the new Scottie Pippen. Yo, DNA, what it do? Ricardo, Bitcoin smash and everything. Joe, the new Giga Chad soundbite. Oh, we got to make some new soundbites. You're right. There's so many good clips I could be sampling here. But it's good to be here. Ricardo's sitting poolside. JV, you totally butchered that Bruce Buffer impression. I mean, I tried. Let's get ready to rumble. Hey, let me give you a better Bruce Buffer impersonation if you're going to call me out like that.
For the heavyweight championship of the world. Are you ready?
I'm trying. Hold on.
For the thousands in attendance.
Millions all around the world.
And the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen.
You know what time it is.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Let me know if that's better. That's the best I can do. Sweet Biddy. It's not going to get no better than that. That's all I'm saying. Welcome again, everyone. Live stream, try stream, new all-time highs in play. Very exciting time. Shout out Fairground. Just with a repost. I'm reposting everyone who comments and quotes the stream. Shout out to the Bitcoin Tees, best Bitcoin news on the planet. Much appreciated. Shout out my homie Frankie Calabro. And again, Bitstack, much love. Hit you back with both of the repost. Let's go. Buffer has a brilliant voice, but nothing like JV's. That was my voice. He samples me. That's all I'm saying. Mullions, let's get ready to roll. Rumble. Underwater. Water above, water below. Be careful using that clip. The guy honestly has it. No, I do understand. I'm aware of copyright. Hence why you only get few second rips when I sample things. I know better. Trust that. But yeah, do not speak ill of Bruce. I love him. And it's crazy. His brother happens to be, his Bruce Buffer, I believe, is the one that does the boxing. Then there's the other Buffer that does the UFC, ironic enough. Crazy. But yeah, yo. But let's get ready to rumble. Nippinator has the best voice. No voice at all, except when he's rough. But yeah, man. Anyways, we're about to kick off the stream. Happy 420 in advance. JD Vance. Again, new all-time high. Already in play and shit. I still got so much caffeine to get in the bloodstream. So maybe I'm going to hit you with a little bit of the Bitcoin swag and we'll get right into things. That's right. There's Bruce Buffer and Michael Buffer. I appreciate that.
So chillin' hot with my Bitcoin.
You feel that?
Swagger from
420 candle. You're speaking my language, Kane.
the bitty stack. It goes up, up, up. Bitcoin goes.
It goes doing, doing, doing.
It's a thrill ride. A stack deck built so right. Gonna bust out of the firmament. Beyond the water-filled sky.
And of course, shout out Chandy 10. the number one Bitcoin music, hands down. You guys can follow her exclusively on X, and it's Chandy10 Music as the handle. Let's see. Word up. Shout out James Elsey. Appreciate it, brother. But we're about to kick off the show, so welcome, everyone. If you're new to the channel, important, smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, ring the bell. That way you get notified each and every day when I go live, 7 days a week. Today is Spot episode 2017. I'm your host, JV. It's June 9th, 2025. Bitcoins are ripping like the new Scottie Pippen, virtually $3,000 away from entering price discovery. So we may enter price discovery during the live stream, which I'm so looking forward to. But anyways, let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Pulling up Coin 360, pre-low biddy up 2% on the day, just shy of 109 at the time of the live stream. Ether in the green, virtually everything pumping back in the green as the bullish momentum returned. Like Bruce Lee in Return of the Dragon is all I'm saying. Year of the Dragon was last year, but the dragon's still biddy flying through the world. The highest of the highest in the firmament. But anyways, we have 111 billion worth of volume for the past 24 hours. We have the Bitcoin market cap very well on the rise today. Today, 2.159 trillion. Dominance back on the rise as well, 63.9%. All eyes on the pre-low biddy going up forever, Laura. And I ain't talking about the Laura from Family Matters. I'm talking about the Laura Laura Shin from the Michael Saylor interview. Get it together. But anyways, top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. We got Kaya up 23%, followed by the infamous Fart coin. I dare say the stinkiest coin in the crypto sphere. Up 10% on the day, followed by the SPX up 6%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for this particular bull? Do let me know. Do you think we'll have a legitimate alt bull season this cycle? We haven't really seen one yet. And checking out the infamous crypto bubbles will start on the day, and that's what I'd expect to see. The majority of the market in the green, pumping once again. Zooming out for the week, I'd say 80-20 green over red. Zooming out for the month, unfortunately, maybe 90-10 red over green. And zooming out for the year, definitely the majority in the red. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're rated a 62, same as yesterday in greed. Last week 64, and last month a 70 in greed. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We're currently at block number 900,503. Max Kaiser says when we hit block number 1 million, it's going to reveal a secret. Do you think there will be something embedded into the blockchain? You let me know. And as of today, you can exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 921 sats, so you know precisely what to do. You pick up the sats, you put down the gats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. Cop yourself a custom biddy exclusive. Let's go. Great looking charts, mate. Green it up for the bubbles looking earlier. Word up, Fairground, keeping it fair. Look up Plant a Tier with the JD Vance. It's not a good look. I believe you on that. Trust. Follow Chandy10 Music. Abso-freaking-lutely. 99.9% of the coins are going to zero. Not only the coins, but fiat currencies and assets in general will all go to zero against the pre-low biddy, because Bitcoin is in a league of its own. We have never seen a perfect money like this in the history of humankind. And I do genuinely believe Bitcoin was created by God, and Satoshi shared it with us humans, and we're very blessed for that. And I am very grateful to be a Bitcoiner. I think you guys would agree that we are the privileged, because there's so many people on the planet who have no clue about Bitcoin right now, and it's the majority. We're the minority. We're the Minority Report without the Tom Cruise. But I may be rocking the aviators. It is what it is. But we're definitely the minority, and we're very blessed to have Bitcoin in our lives at $109,000, because some people are not going to learn about Bitcoin until it's 1 million, 2 million, 10 million. Who knows? So we're we have the first movers advantage. Granted, I do understand, Bitcoin was introduced in 2009, but we're still early on the grand scheme of things. The final Bitcoin will not be mined to the year 2140, and I want you guys to really let that one sink in. Blessed beyond belief, brother. I'm going to strike the gong to that. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings. Lax Guy says he gets down with the Saul Army. Shout out Fat Saul, Uncle Saul, where you at? I know you're speaking of Solaner, but God, Friend, Fiend, Candle, 420, bang the gong. We got less than 2 minutes. We hit the 420, we strike the gong. The Bitty Broskies strike the bong, and the Bitty Baddies drop the thong. It's Orange Panty Night, the thong. Where's McGregor when you need him?
It's Red Panty Night when you sanctify me, eh? Back at home with your wife.
I absolutely agree 100% with you, JB. You're the only person I've ever heard say that 6 years that you think that Bitcoin is from God, and so so do. Right on. Well, I have to give mad props to Max Kaiser. This is a theory Max often bounces around as well. My favorite Max quote of all time is, Bitcoin is God hacking humanity. Bitcoin is perfect money. God gave us perfect money, right? Money existed before the state. The infamous quote, Bitcoin separates money from state, and then Bitcoin kills the state. It's the lizard folk and the parasites on this planet's biggest nightmare. We call it BTC, and it's here to save humanity. In fact, it's God hacking humanity, so respect. In 2140, no one will remember Bitcoin. You're crazy to think that, brother. Lock down your security, trust no one, exchanges, unless there's another great reset and they program people to forget what happened in the past, then maybe, I don't know. Blasphemy, says Adam. Well, I don't know why you're saying that's blasphemous, that Bitcoin is God hacking humanity, but I mean, shit. I stand by that. I genuinely believe it, hence why I repeat it very often. So respect to Max. 95% of the Bitcoin has been mined. 95% of the world's population owns none. Precisely. Hence the scarcity. I think there's less than 1 million addresses that have one whole coin. So let that sink in, considering how many millionaires and billionaires there are on the planet. Craw says 39.2 Turkish lira is $1. So another 39x Bitcoin for the USD to go to zero against Bitcoin. Yeah, eventually the US dollar will go to zero against Bitcoin. We shall soon find out. As they say, fuck around, find out. But anyways, let's now transition into our TA, aka astrology for the baddies. But first, let me check the X feed one more time and repost everyone for showing love on the stream on X, such as Darth Melda. Get your Bitcoin swagger right here. The Snark Knight says, have you ever recommended a cold wallet? Yeah, of course I have. I'm old school. I think the Trezor is a great solution. I think the Cold Card by CoinKite is a great solution as well. And there's actually quite a lot of very viable options when it comes to self-custody cold storage. So always recommend people, do their research and do what you feel is best for you in your current situation and what resonates, of course, the most with you. Also, one more reminder, we do have a live poll on the YouTube channel. When do you think we'll hit the new all-time high? The current top is 112, was achieved back last month on the 22nd, a few weeks back. Let me know if you feel we'll break it today, this week, or next month. And also, we did set a goal. If we can get 10 supers at $5 or more during the first 60 minutes of the live stream, I'll do a bonus pump watch to a new all-time high this evening. And I'll kick it with you guys, and I'm looking forward to that. Let's make it happen. But anyways, let's dive into our astrology for the baddies, aka TA, and then we'll pull up some of the live charts and all that good stuff. Bitcoin chart pattern, return of the hodl mode. Where my hodlers at? Diamond hands. Make some motherfucking noise. But yeah, you're looking at a 4-hour chart here. I'll pull up the live chart here in a bit. Bitcoin price broke out from the descending trend line pattern after forming the local bottom of 100,300. What's ironic, that was just 3 days ago, and we're up 9,000 since then. Crazy, this volatility. And on the daily chart, there's a doji candle, which has emerged, absorbing the sell-side liquidity accumulated over the past 3 weeks. Characterized by the small body and the long wicks, the doji candle reflects indecision between the buyers and the sellers and often precedes major price moves. The recent absorption of liquidity below the candle suggests a possible exhaustion of the bearish pressure. Game on. Potentially laying the groundwork for the upward surge. game on. Doji candle is very bullish, quoting the analyst here. A weekly Bitcoin Doji after rejecting the swing highs this week before means nothing by itself. Literally, the same thing happened before Novid. We need to see the price confirming with a break higher, and that's precisely what we're witnessing. The price is breaking higher in real time. We did get a very strong weekly close yesterday as well, above the line in the sand, which we love to see, so things are going according to plan. So he says, only then we run if we break higher, and that's precisely what we're doing. Adding to the bullish narrative, another analyst highlighted the fractal pattern between the BIDI price action after the Bitcoin ETF approval, which was on January 11th, 2024. With the current price action, this pattern features a God candle. You're speaking my language, JB. Which hints at the possibility of a strong upward move. Historically, such self-repeating fractals on the higher time frames carry a 70 to 80% accuracy in forecasting trend reversals. So let's send it. 120 in play. I dare say 124, which is the target on the weekly chart, which we'll pull up here shortly. Now, parallel to the technical indicators, market sentiment shifted towards accumulation, and we haven't seen this. In fact, we have the lowest amount of Bitcoin available on the exchanges since the year 2018, which was 7 years ago. And Crypto Quant shows the spot market volumes falling to just 965 million, while futures trading remains elevated. This suggests investors entering the infamous HODL mode, reminiscent of the accumulation phase that preceded the Bitcoin explosive rally in late 2020. How many of you remember that? I remember after Novid, Bitcoin crashed to 3,500, and within 12 months, in March of 2021, we hit over 60,000. So if history was to repeat, good Lord, you know what I mean? Strap on for the ride of your lives, Biddy Broskies. And supporting the shift, another analyst highlighted diverging behavior between the short-term and long-term hodlers. Over the last 30 days, short-term hodlers distributed 592,000 Biddy as Bitcoin rallied towards 110, signaling uncertainty or profit-taking. But in contrast, long-term hodlers, which are the smart money and the whales, which are holding over 155 days, accumulated 605,000 Bitcoin since the all-time high. I'm not surprised because smart money is always going to accumulate Bitcoin while the idiots are going to sell to the likes of the smart money. Quoting the analyst, while short-term hodlers are exiting, the long-term hodlers are stepping in. This suggests that the ongoing uptrend is just not speculative. It is structurally supported by the diamond hands. So where are you at, Diamond Hands Laser Eyes? Make some motherfucking noise, of course, for the nip. And I will pull up the live charts, which are looking lit like a mofo right now. Just give me 1 second to do so. And again, welcome everyone to the live stream. Tri-stream, Bitcoin all-time high in play. We're only 3,000 away. It may happen today. What more can I say? This is the 1 hour chart. Look at that bullish momentum since bottoming out at around that 100,000 level 3 days ago. We've been on the constant elevation. And here's a great acronym for peace. Positive energy activates constant elevation. And that's precisely what we're witnessing in the market right now. Check that out. This is the 1 hour chart, extremely bullish since this morning. Again, we're currently sitting above 108.7, and this is a live chart action. Jackson satisfaction, Bo Jackson for the broskies. And zooming out from the 1 hour, we'll take a look at the 4 hour and we'll work our way backwards. Also, mega bull candles on the 4 hour chart. No particular bull scenario targets, but we're going to continue working our way backwards here. Let's check out the daily. I have a strong feeling this is going to look lit as well. Absolutely. 1, 2, 3, 4 green consecutive candles on the daily chart. And now transitioning to the weekly. And as I mentioned earlier, we had a very strong weekly close yesterday during the live stream. We got the rising wedgie, the only wedgie Nipinator approves of. And we also have the bull scenario target, cup and handle sitting pretty. 124, no diddy. But you already know. And zooming out from there, let's take a quick look at a monthly. And thus far, so good. Past couple of months have been extremely bullish. As you can see, April and May, we got green candle closes. And already for the month of June, we're in the green. Baby. And if you don't know, maybe now you know. And there you have it, yo. Again, welcome everyone joining us. Next up, we'll be discussing the latest from MetaPlanet and then strategy. Again, announcing another Bitcoin purchase. Then I got some bullish scenario targets for you and nothing but bullishness to share with you here today. F4 is a classic, says Darth. Figured out I went the wrong route. So I got with JV Chandy short coined the Nipinator and the Biddy fam and went all out. I'm digging the bars, Sammy G. Someday I'll take you up on that, Melda. Max respect to the stacking biddy CRU. Shout out DJ Wednesday. Respect, brother. Good to have you here. These idiots annoy me. They never go after the agitators organizing it. I don't know who you're referring to there. Oh, the riots. The riots. Yeah, the riots are crazy, bro. And that's precisely the problem. There's a strategy called divide and conquer, and that's precisely what the lizard folk do, and we just focus on destroying each other versus the people responsible for putting that shit together. Agree with you 100% on that. I've got no pity for the Diddy. Short the biddy, suffer the same fate as Diddy. That's all I'm saying. I miss Shortcoin. Yeah, where is she? I think she's on a vacay. But shout out Shortcoin for always holding it down when she is here. She's awesome. We love our Shortcoin and all of our regulars. Shout out Chandy10 and, of course, Oracle. We appreciate you guys. Checking the X feed still. Trevor Fay, appreciate it, brother. Again, all comments and quotes get reposted and shouted out. And if you want my main account to follow you back, I have over 40,000 followers. I'm happy to do so. Support me. I'll support you. We'll support one another. That's how we roll. Vegas Mag, Bitcoin's making the moves. Get the latest and join the stream. Shout out Vegas Meg. I appreciate that. Here's a little proof of work. Let me make sure I'm following you back. I am. You got the follow. Las Vegas represent. As soon as I see a video with someone inside wearing sunglasses, I'm out. That's your prerogative. I know some people don't like inside sunglasses, but there's reasons I wear them. Number one, not that I have to explain myself, but they're prescription. So they're prescription lenses so I can actually see and read better and perform better while I'm live streaming. That's first and foremost. Number two, I have a massive window in front of me. And granted, today there's no sunshine because the skies are cloudy and rainy. Hence why my beard looks its normal color, darker versus a red from the tint of the sun. Sometimes it's so bright, I have to squint and it hurts my motherfucking eyes. That's reason number two why I rock the shades inside. Reason number three, I'm in front of my computer for several hours per day, and there's something called EMF, which is radiation. And sometimes I get a migraine from staring at this big ass screen for too many hours. So it protects my energy, it protects my eyes, and it protects my well-being. That's why I motherfucking rock glasses indoors, and I will continue to rock glasses indoors. If you can't handle that, you think JV's just thinks he's too cool. He's rocking the shades inside. There's no reason to do so. He doesn't want you to see his eyes. Then so be it. Whatever your belief or theories are, it's perfectly fine, but that's why I rock glasses. They're prescription, motherfucker. But anyways, love the Darth JV shades. I know, I just want to be more like Darth Melda, and that's precisely what you get with the black on black on black. And you're just saying. Shout out to the Oracle. This gong strikes for you. No, see, if I had the red eye, I'd be proud of it, and I'd be showing it off. I'd be like, look at the red eye. JV's the Jedi with the red eye. But clearly, my eyes aren't red. Reason before, your Bitcoin bags are too big. Yeah, so the other reason, obviously, is for your own protection. If I took off the shades, laser beams, it's like Cyclops in this motherfucker from the X-Men. And there's no Dr. Xavier to save you. So that's all I'm saying. You'd be doomed. The transmission instantly would end. Laser-eyed the entire room. The computer would go up on flames like we summoned the motherfucking Bitcoin Rooster Dragon. So this is really for your protection. Now you know if you don't know, and at least you got the truth. Sticking to that.
Trust this, don't wear a nail on your forehead with an opportunity miss. Bitcoin thrust, fiat rust, stamp your future and still
Keep it with swagger, secure and Superman, real B is a
Yeah, I'm cool. K-E-W-L cool. Too cool for school. Cool.
social level trump card holding kinda killer.
with W's and M's for the orange pill set for making millions.
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. Be an Arkansas jam with diamond hands tough.
Got no kryptonite, just orange bitty light. paper gets wrinkled, crinkled.
Texas,
Hold 'em,
Montana,
hold 'em,
Missouri,
hold 'em,
New York,
hold 'em,
Florida,
hold 'em.
Puerto Rico, El Salvador.
You already know.
Swagger holding with an orange glow.
Prodigy, swagger hot.
Reserve to preserve. Strategy for prosperity.
You feel that? That's Bitcoin swagger, baby.
Walking like your wallet got laser eyes.
Bitty climbs higher than a high rise. Laser eyes, not surprised.
I got that bitty drip, fiat doing backflips. We don't beg no banker.
And I appreciate your guys' support. We're crushing it on X right now. 600 live viewers just on X collectively, close to 800. We're streaming, 23 hearts, 17 reposts. So thank you guys so very much. And let's continue with the bitty news. Can someone tell me just what EMF is? Yeah, so it's ultimately a radiation. Just Google it. It's like electromagnetic frequencies or something like that. It just means radiation. So for example, your cell phone is radiating with EMF. All devices, electronics are radiating with EMF. And if you didn't know, when you plug in, for example, your iPhone and it's charging the IMF, or not IMF, my apologies, fuck the IMF. The EMF, if you have an EMF reader, it's 500 times stronger. So I tell my daughter this, she's not allowed to use her cell phone while it's plugged in. Never use a device while it's plugged in because it's emitting 500 times the radiation via EMF. So you got to protect yourself, guys. EMF causes the big C, you know what I mean? And never, ever, under no circumstance, put one of these bad boys up to your ear. Always use the speakerphone because it can cause BC. And I got to be a little discreet because we're on the tube, but I think you guys can figure that one out. EMF is electromagnetic field on a wide spectrum from ultra low to the high radiation. Yeah, this is equivalent to like having a microwave on your head. You know what I mean? So for those that don't know, oftentimes I see women sporting, especially in Puerto Rico, they're sporting their cell phone in between their boobs. A lot of the ladies got big boobs out here. But, and that's a great thing. We love the boobies, we love the biddies. It's called the double Bs. But bad look when you put this on your heart chakra, it weakens your entire aura and physically as well. There's been the test, and I've gone to these health conferences before, and when you have, this is so powerful of EMF, if you have it on you, for example, on your chest or something like that, your strength goes down like very significantly. So you got to be careful with these devices. But I'm sure most of you don't care, but nonetheless, I had to get that off my chest. All right, next story of the day, fam. Let's continue with where we left off. Metaplanet continues their massive Bitcoin accumulation spree alongside MicroStrategy/StrategyB. But next headline here reads, Metaplanet shares jump after their $5.4 billion plan was announced to buy Bitcoin, which we did discuss in yesterday's stream. So let's dive deeper. Japanese investment company Metaplanet shares spiked on the market opening after announcing the plan to raise $5.4 billion to buy Bitcoin last week. Metaplanet stock shot up 12% in the June 9th trading session today, trading at 1,505 yen, which is $10.42. However, at its peak of the trading session, Metaplanet stock reached the high of 1,641 yen, which is $11.36, representing a 22% increase. Metaplanet updated its Bitcoin acquisition plan to acquire 210,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2027 in a June 6th stock acquisition rights program announcement, increasing its previous target of 21,000. That's a hell of a difference. Holy shit. So they're all in. If successful, the acquisition would make Metaplanet the second largest holder of Bitcoin amongst public companies behind Saylor's strategy. Metaplanet currently holds 8,888 Bitcoin following the latest 1,088 Bitcoin acquisition announcement. And as part of the new $555 million plan, the firm will need to buy 201,112 Bitcoin by 2027 at a cost of over $21 billion. And by 2026, Metaplanet has flagged plans to hold 100,000 Bitcoin. So another massive player here. Here's the announcement on X from their CEO. Let me know if you feel they'll achieve the big goal. Metaplanet first announced that it had bought Bitcoin back on July 22nd last year, and its shares went up 19%. Back then, it was only $1.10 USD, and in the year since the first buy, the stock is now up 1,744%. It pays to adopt the Bitcoin treasury strategy. Just saying. Now, a growing number of companies have decided to do something similar, adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet, with the South Korean entertainment company K-Wave Media, becoming one of the latest, officially announced June 4th. Corporate Bitcoin treasuries collectively hold over 3 million in Bitcoin, worth over 342 billion, according to the data, out of more than 19 million currently in circulation. The Bitcoin reserve strategy trend has led 61 publicly listed firms now holding a combined 3.2% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist. Crazy. Now, let this sink in. Just Michael Saylor's company, Strategy B, has roughly 3% of the supply, 600,000 Bitcoin. And then BlackRock has over 3% of the supply, which is 600,000 Bitcoin. So again, there's such a limited amount. And with the massive institutional demand and government demand right now, good Lord, get ready for that supply shock, fam. It's a coming. Other companies have also seen the stock prices surge after announcing the Bitcoin buying spree. Paris-based crypto company Blockchain Group started buying November 5th, and the stock spiked 225% to 52 cents. Meanwhile, shares of the Indonesian fintech firm DigiAsia nearly doubled, rising 91% after the company said it planned to raise $100 million to seed the first of many biddy buys. But not all experienced a spike. There was a outlier, a Norwegian crypto brokerage firm, K33. They announced May 28th an intent to buy and hold crypto, but the share price traded flat, down 1.96%. And also we have GameStop shares jumped nearly 12% March 26th after the company announced plans to purchase Bitcoin. However, it then dropped 11% on May 11th. Happy 11/11. After the retailer made the first purchase of 4,710 Bitcoin. I think we were anticipating like a 10,000 or 15,000 Bitcoin buy, because again, they're supposed to have like 5+ billion in cash available, but they used only a limited amount to make that purchase. But it is what it is. Welcome to the Bitcoin Club, GameStop. Let's get it. And I'm looking forward to some more purchases there. And there you have it. There's the latest from Meta, Planet, and some of these new Bitcoin treasury companies. Next up, we'll be discussing the latest from the Giga Chad, Mikey Saylor. Thunderduck in the building. I can't stand people using the speaker phone in public places, especially in restaurants. Well, I'm not advising people to do that. Maybe use your phone in private on speaker, or heck, use it to the dome. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying it can cause cancer, and exactly what EMF does. So if somebody's using the phone all the time, I'd be very weary. EMF, exactly. You're right on that, brother. I learned about EMF when I was like 16 because I studied Tai Chi and Qigong and all that. I'm very sensitive. So maybe 2 decades ago, I used to actually use a cell phone because I didn't know any better, and I'd put it up to my ear, and I'd always get massive migraines, and I'm like, why do I get migraines? And I started researching it, and it's like, oh, the fucking cell phone radiation causes the migraine. Then I stopped using cell phones to the dome. And also, headphones are the worst. Bluetooth headphones also have mass amounts of radiation. And this just is in theory. You can actually buy the fucking EMF tester that tests for the radiation, and it's massive. So if you must use headphones with wires, I would completely avoid the wireless, whatever the hell the iPods are or whatever. Under no circumstance would I ever use that, considering the research I've done and how harmful that shit is for you guys. EMF, you are unbelievable. I don't understand that comment, but okay. Happy 11/11. One more day to the 11. Oh, shit. 2 more days, brother. So happy birthday in advance. Shout out Crypto Surge. The 11th is his big birthday. Today is the 9th. So we got 2 more days. That makes it Wednesday. So you guys remember, maybe we'll sing happy birthday for Surge. Early 90s reference. Oh, okay. Early 90s. You're unbelievable. Oh, the song, You're Unbelievable. Boom. I remember that one now. One can revert their 5G to 4G. Well, I bet you all the Gs are bad unless you're the top G or you're a Bitcoin OG. That's the only exception. Nipinator indicator full effect. New all-time high in play. You ain't seen Nipinator give the indicator like this since the last time we hit the all-time high, May 22nd. That's all I'm saying. Nipinator's the most accurate Bitcoin indicator in the biz. 3.5 mm headphones. Yeah, I only use the Sony. So I discovered this, again, decades ago. So this is like, something I've been into for a long time. They sell special wire headphones with hollow tubes. The name brand I used 2 decades ago when I actually used the phone with headphones is called Hollow Tubes. You can probably search it on Amazon, and somehow the tubes transmit no radiation. Because the wire, when you're using headphones, it transmits radiation. Wireless via Bluetooth transmits an extreme, the worst of the worst radiation. So if you want to use headphones, they have special headphones. They're called hollow tubes or something similar to that. And ultimately, somehow, the EMF doesn't transmit through the wire into the brain. I would highly recommend that if anyone works on a phone or is on a phone a lot, get yourself some of that technology where you're not poisoning and destroying your brain. Protect your brain, please. Yep, just the lesser of the evil, says Dave. Few phones have headphone jacks nowadays. Thank you, JV. I got ahead of myself. I can see that, brother. Shout out to the Nippinator, of course. Is it Orange Panty Night? I think every day I stream and go live, it's either Orange Panty Night or no Panty Night, and the broskies get to decide.
It's a celebration. People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess fucking what? I back it up.
He's spitting facts right there. Shout out McGregor. He's running for president of Ireland, and he's proposing a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the Irish, the fighting Irish, I dare say. On a good day or bad day, JV got the news for everyone, and we're having a hell of a good day today. New all-time highs in play, 3,000 away. Shout out Marcelo from Argentina, representing the best South African Bitcoin hodler. Or South American, my bad. That's what's up, brother. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out Miss Scrooge and the rest of the fam, anyone joining us. We're up to 1,000 people on the live stream, 808 specifically on the X. Again, comments and quotes are always appreciated and will get reciprocated. DGen Mods, running late, Mr. Corvette. Shout out Bill Graper. So it is still bad when you're using the speakerphone because the cell phone is close to you. Correct. Obviously, there's always going to be radiation if you're near a phone. All I'm saying is speakerphone is better than putting a phone up to your head. That's basically my point. Yo, JV, shout Howard Joblo. So ultimately, don't use a motherfucking phone. I rarely speak on the phone, and if I do, it's always speakerphone, 100% of the time. Never, ever have I put the phone up to my ear to talk in the past 15 years. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful I discovered this information a long time ago, maybe 20 years ago, right? Some people go through their entire life without discovering this shit, and they got to learn the hard way, unfortunately. Thank you for asking. How are you, broski? Melded to the crypto surge. But yeah, yo, keep the comments coming, and we still got so much motherfucking news to share. Orange Panty Night is good, but no Panty Night's even better. I'm with you. I'm with you, brother. And one more reminder, there is a live poll on the tube right now over at cryptonewsalerts.net. I want to know when you think we hit the new all-time high. Will it be today? Will it be this week? Will it be next week? Or will it be next month? And also, we set a goal. If we can get 10 supers or more at $5, then we will do a bonus pump watch, and I'll stick around for like an extra, whatever, 7 hours or however long it takes to hit the new all-time high in this beast. You know what I mean? I just throw my phone across the other side of the room. Smart. Throw it across the other side of the room. Who cares if they can't hear you? It's irrelevant. You got your health, and that's all that matters. Shout out Sergio. Sergio's got to rub it in to the XRP hodlers. Keep in mind, XRP was $2.11. What is that? How many years ago? 7 years ago? Yeah, it still hasn't recovered from the all-time high of above $4 from 2017. That's a fact, Jack. In fact, that's a blackjack. So it pays to be a Bitcoiner. Shout out, Serge. Appreciate you, brother. Just hit you with a repost, broski. Let's go. In the Air Force, we could read your screens through the power lines. EMF is a BHotch. Wow. That's crazy, brother. Shout out to the Snark Knight. Shout out Melda coming through with a super. I love it. She says, love you all. Right back at you. Love and light to Darth Melda. Mad respect. Thank you. And fam, remember to hide your kids and hide your wives around Peter Schiff. You guys should know why if you've been watching the stream. There's sickos out there, and he's one of them. But Let's continue with our next story of the day. Discuss the latest from the Giggy Chad, Mikey Saylor. The headline here reads, Strategy adds 1,045 Bitcoin for 110 million in their latest purchase. That's right. And we're now less or roughly 3,000 away from all-time high price discovery in play. According to the Monday U.S. SEC filing, Strategy acquired 1,045 of the biddy at 105,426 per biddy. The company now holds 582,000 Bitcoin even and acquired for about 40 billion at an average price of 70,000 per BTC. The announcement follows Strategy co-founder and executive chair Mikey Saylor hinting at a purchase on June 8th. The buy marks the 9th consecutive week that Strategy has acquired the biddy. Game on. Shout out Mr. Saylor. News of the latest purchase comes as Bitcoin approaches the all-time high. Like I said, 112 is the current price discovery level, and we may eclipse it here today during the stream. Let's make it happen. Here's the official announcement from Strategy on X. Strategy acquired 1,045 of the biddy for 110.2 million at $105,426 per biddy and has achieved a biddy yield of 17% year to date. And as of 6/8/2025, we hodled 582,000 Bitcoin even McGeven for 40.79 billion at 70,000 per preload biddy, going up forever. Laura Shin. Now, the latest Bitcoin acquisition follows Strategy announcement of $1 billion stock offering. They virtually quadrupled it from the initial announcement of 250 million. Game on. The stock offering issued 11.76 million of the shares of Strategy's 10% Series A perpetual stride preferred stock at $85 per share. Now, corporate copycats are following in the playbook. That's right. They began accumulating Bitcoin. They were the first to do it. Michael Saylor's company back in 2020 in August. Now, for those that don't know, do you know Michael Saylor initially passed on Bitcoin in 2013? The tweet is still up on his account, and you can verify this. I think it was in December of 2013. Michael Saylor made a post that Bitcoin was going to suffer the same fate as online gambling. I guess back then he had no faith in online gambling or Bitcoin. And now 7 years later in 2020, he's like, let me revisit that decision. And he was looking at his 400 million market cap of the company and considering, if I don't do nothing, it's a melting ice cube, hence the melting ice cube metaphor in which he so brilliantly shared. And now his company is worth, what, 60, 70 billion dollars. So smart move, Michael. And now we have the other corporate companies doing the same thing, putting the biddy on the balance sheet. The company's market cap stands at 104 billion. Holy shit. I didn't even realize it was that large. I mean, that Giga Chat is no joke, brother. Amongst this, we also have MetaPlanet, nicknamed the Japanese or Japan MicroStrategy. We already discussed their new advantageous plans of stacking a biddy like there's no tomorrow. We also have a Norwegian block exchange that saw the price rise 130. So ultimately, my understanding is most of the companies that are announcing a Bitcoin adoption strategy, whether a treasury or some sort, their stock price tends to go parabolic. And we're witnessing this with stocks, not just in Japan, but even here in the United States. And we have a new Bitcoin treasury firm by the name of 21 and already made a multi-billion-dollar acquisition as well. That's Jack Mallers and all my Bitcoin ballers, the Howard Lutnicks, Tether CEO Paolo, and those guys. JV, the biddy is the best. There is no second best. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, and it goes the doing. The Giga Chad got the biddy at the price he deserved, just like the rest of the world. I think we can be grateful Saylor didn't get in till 2020, because if he would have took the approach he did in 2020, back in 2013, he'd probably already have 10 million Bitcoins. That guy. Yeah, you know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is no second best. Precisely. That's what I'm saying. Buy as much as the ICP as you can. The insane clown posse. I'd prefer the Bitcoin over the insane clown posse, but that's just me. Darth Melda's like 3. Thanks anyways, JV. We'll invest into Bitcoin finally. 166,850. Are you saying one Bitcoin is currently 166,850 Australian dollars? Does that make Bitcoin all-time high in Aussie dollars? Let's go. Smash the likes, fam. You know what to do. But let me know if you got a Bitcoin swag, and we'll continue with our next story of the day.
You just walk with that Bitcoin swag. Bitcoin swagger.
Hey, yo. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin
than a dagger. QR flash, got cash in my code. Cold wallet, chiller than a Yeti in the snow.
Doing, cold storm for the rocket flame. Take off, lift off, so chill as we fire it up. Moon up, doing up, yup,
Dancing on inflation like it's 1984. Ain't no Fed chair telling me where to go. Haters talk smack, I just nod and stack. Flex that orange B like a royal flag. Tap root smooth, got a flex so pure. Even my memes got a network secure.
You hear that cha-ching? It's my bitty bling. That sound money shaking up the game. Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame. You hear that cha-ching? It's my bitty bling. That sound money shaking up the game. Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got
Who got that Bitcoin swag? I just reposted everyone, so we should be golden. Nipponator indicator, new all-time high in play, 3,000 away. Let's make it happen today. It used to be the crazy government. Here, been giving it all away, taxing everybody to the death. Now it's the death of the dollar. 1 Bitcoin is still equivalent to 1 Bitcoin. Precisely, the doing. Shout out Chandy 10. Josh says 175. Oh, wow. So 175 is the all-time high for the Aussie dollar versus the Biddy. Shout out Big Brew. What it do? Respect, guys. Appreciate you guys. Just hit you with a repost. And again, Serge, much respect. I saw you reposted James Elsie's post. Everyone should be golden. We're up to 1,200 people on the stream. Still got a lot to share. Living the Biddy dream. And another reminder, we do have a goal. And if we can hit our goal and get 10 supers, which just means a donation of $5 or more, we'll do a bonus pump watch for you guys. So let's make it happen, Captain. And let's continue with the Biddy news, shall we? After the infamous freeze frame, of course. Headline here reads, analyst says Bitcoin has a pretty good chance of hitting the massive price target in 2026 of 250,000. I'm going to be sharing these 3 technical signals. Shout out to all my Bitcoin dragons. Stacking the Biddy. Yeah, that's right. Analyst known for making timely Bitcoin calls believes the pretty little Biddy will surge to an astronomical price level based on 3 technical signals. We're talking about Sheds. He shared on YouTube the Bitcoin looks strong on the weekly chart after breaking out of the cup and handle pattern. In a technical analysis, the cup and handle is a bullish continuation structure, indicating an asset is primed. And we're not talking Logan Paul's shitty prime drink prime to move higher after the period of consolidation. The second bullish signal, according to Cheds, is the uptrend, which appears technically sound. Sound money shaking up the game. My Biddy bling. Sound based on how much of the Biddy spent, forming the solid base between 16 and 70,000. And third, the trader says the depth of the consolidation range of the last 3 years is likely enough to sustain rallies above 200,000 per pretty little Biddy. Next year in 2026, no Diddy. It is still my base case, he says, and this is just a very good general outline. I think we have a pretty good chance of the mid 250,000 in 2026. I dare say we have a good chance of that in 2025. Send it. That seems kind of aggressive, I know. But the funny thing is that this has a conservative target for some people because people are talking about hitting 250,000 this year. The analyst says absolutely not. That's crazy talk, JB. Hey, Nipponator indicators never lied yet. So that's all I'm saying, Sheds. Calm down, brother. There's 0 chance of 250 this year, the analyst says. 0 chance. That tells me he's retarded. I hate to say it. For someone to say it's a 0 chance is pure ignorance, in my humble opinion, but let's continue to entertain this. But I think it is a decent chance of mid 250, just based on the height of the cup and handle pattern and the time interval and the consolidation range. That is my general idea, just based on the weekly trajectory. And that's according to the analyst. Again, I don't even agree with this particular analyst. I think that's insane talk to say there's 0% chance of hitting 250 this year. I disagree. Nipponator indicator disagrees. But you let me know your thoughts and we'll continue with the Biddy news. Broskies.
That Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. You still on fiat? Man, that's tragic. Biddy got me moonwalking.
That's magic.
Prince of popping blocks, thrown on chain. Biddy moon stepping in the Hall of Fame. Where your savings at? On a chain, bro. That's why I strut like I own the rainbow.
Drippy with a cold wallet. Witnessing with action. Diddy, don't stall it. Diddy fashion, full stack polish. Stacking up proof, not empty wallet.
We stacking up proof, not empty wallets. Unless it's the wallets we lost in the boat accident, of course. We don't even have access to those ones.
I got that Bitcoin swag.
So he said no chance, but there is a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Exactly. If someone says there's zero possibility of a very modest conservative target, I think that's crazy, especially considering Bitcoin has no top, fiat has no bottom. So this is my opinion. I say Bitcoin has a very high probability of surpassing 200,000 this year. Very high probability. And if I didn't believe it was possible to say 0%, even hitting 1 million this year has a probability of greater than 0%. I dare say Bitcoin has a higher probability of going to 1 million this year than ever going to zero ever again. I dare say the most likely scenario is not 1.1 million this year, but I'd still have to give it maybe a 20% probability that it can happen. You may say that's too bullish. Some may say that's too bearish, but just keeping that possibility open, I think, is smarter than shutting it down, saying, no, I have to be right. It has to do this based on this technical. First and foremost, Bitcoin can give two fucks about TA or charts, you know what I mean, or technical indicators. Bitcoin transcends it all. You know, sometimes it follows the trend and this and that, but Bitcoin's on its own trajectory. It's going to do its own thing. And the macroeconomic factors trump all the technical bullshit and all the technical jargon. That's why there isn't a single billionaire trader, like leverage trader or traders aren't the billionaires. They're typically the degens. Want to know who the Bitcoin billionaires are? The Bitcoin OGs. Max Kaiser, Stacey Herbert, Adam Back, Jack Dorsey. I dare say maybe Kathy Wood's in that category as well. But, you know what I mean? Those are the OGs. Hallowed be thy name. 0% chance of hitting $1 trillion this year. I can say that for sure. Yeah, I would still say 0.0001% chance. Yeah, I mean, still got to always be that possibility. What if the dollar were to collapse? Yeah, I mean, shit hits the fan. Lizard folk take over, or the Project Bluebeam, they stage the fake alien invasion. I mean, who knows? This is what I'm saying. We don't know. JV, how about the cucumber zone? What the hell is the cucumber zone? I'm not even familiar with that zone. Later, fam. Cheers. Good to have you here, Oracle. I appreciate you checking in. Mine's in space with Katy Perry. I asked her to send it to the moon. Hilarious, bro. But anyways, gotta love Kathy. We all love Kathy Wood. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? And her name was Kathy Wood, and she was a stack in the biddy instead of the wood. You guys let me know. It's shit. It's already the top of the hour. Time is really escaping us here today. So let's continue with the next story of the day, shall we? We've got two more to share. Next up, this headline reads, Samson Mow drops the bomb diggity bomb. Shell. Bitcoin at risk from the core product. In fact, he shared this tweet the other day. Someone wrote here, I happen to agree with the core guys on the filter stuff, but Maxwell's sentiment here simplistic, bordering disingenuous. You can just do things. Well, not really. Core has a tremendous amount of latent power for at least two reasons. And if for those that don't know the conversation, referring to the Bitcoin core. But anyways, Samson responded to this guy and wrote, Bitcoin Core has become a risk to Bitcoin. So here's why. Let's break this one down. In a post, Samson Mow declared that the Bitcoin Core developers have become a risk to the biddy. Mow was responding to a comment by developer James Ob, in which he explained why core developers have more authority over the Bitcoin ecosystem than some might think. This indicates that could easily move ahead with the expansion of plans, which Mao is very wary of. The James Ob stated that the Bitcoin core developers have a tremendous amount of the latent power for at least two reasons. Firstly, he noted every business has basically hard-coded the use of that implementation with the levels of risk aversion surpassing, never got fired for buying an IBM. The developer claimed that this has created an amazing de facto monopoly on economic nodes. And simply put, these core developers have so much autonomy over how the network runs. Secondly, James stated that the Bitcoin network is so complicated that many non-developers inherently must delegate to some technical authority in which they trust. He added core developers have ended up being the target of that delegation. The developer remarked that this is a tremendous amount of sticky power and that anyone who fails to realize it is naive. Those comments come amid the spam wars debate. Bitcoin has reported that the Bitcoin core developers have taken a stance with plans to proceed on the op return expansion. And I guess they're allegedly forking the network, I'm assuming here. The developers declared that they won't step in to stop harmless data from entering the network, as this negates the Bitcoin purpose as a tool against censorship. However, Samson argued that this could undermine Bitcoin's status as sound money. Samson also alluded to past comments against Bitcoin developer Greg Maxwell and the proposed op return expansion on the network. Mao stated that Greg was being disingenuous in his support of the proposal and that it is too bad that most people worshipped him too much to see the truth. Greg remarked that the actual proposal change is insubstantial and that it would allow traffic to appear today as fake outputs, which bloat the UTXO set to become a non-bloating traffic. And I know we're probably speaking Spanish to some of you guys here, but this is a technical jargon. However, Samson holds a different opinion and declared that Greg is either intellectually dishonest or doesn't understand the current reality. And I don't pretend to understand this shit. I'll just keep it 100 with you guys, but I tend to believe Samson Mao is a good guy and he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I give him a lot of clout and a lot of credit. Shout out Samson Mao, the Bitcoin OG. He also responded to the recent statement that the Bitcoin core developers put out. He alleged developers have been changing the network gradually to enable the spam and now seem focused on removing barriers for the spammers. Not a good look. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? And do you agree with some of those core developers or Samson Mao, the OG himself? Let me know and I'll read your comments out loud before we transition into our feature story of the day and discuss how Bitcoin will realistically get to $1 million per coin as per another OG by the name of Adam Back. Maybe you've heard of him before. And we'll also be sharing a bonus price prediction from the Giga Chat. Michael Saylor, the latest update. JV, a play of Paul's Banana Zone. Word up. The Cucumber Zone, Banana Republic, Cucumber Republic, whatever you want to call it. Y'all are still here. Did JV come back? I don't know why you said, did I come back? Did something happen to the stream or something? I think we're good right now, but I could be wrong. Let me know. Nippinator indicator in full effect. New all-time high in play, 109. Make my motherfucking day, Bears. And here's what we're going to do. We didn't hit our goal of 10 supers in the first hour. So we're going to move the goalpost one additional hour. You guys are going to have a bonus hour to help me achieve that goal of 10 supers. We already got one from Melda, so we're 10% to our goal. If we can get 9 more, we'll do an all-time high pump watch. I just have a feeling we're going to hit a new all-time high. And it would be a shame if we didn't document it with a pump watch. So if you guys want to see a pump watch, let's make it happen. I agree, Tammy. He's definitely a good guy, Samson Mao, my fellow Bitcoin Super Saiyan. Exactly. Whoa, no Diddy. Anyone selling Diddy oil? I might need some soon when we hit the all-time high. You froze or lost me, but I came back. Oh, okay. Maybe we did freeze, but we should be good because I'm monitoring the stream on my mobile phone just to make sure. And right now we're good at least. So thank you for the heads up on that. Yeah, if you ever get frozen or something, just typically hit the the refresh, and it typically will do the trick. My wife looked at me funny the other day when talking about the Banana Zone. Well, I don't blame her. BOA tarde todos con like. We the early adopters, buying the biddy, riding the Bitcoin rooster dragon to the moon, through the firmament, where no man has gone before. Let's pump it up, JV. Let's make the pump watch happen, Captain. Who got a Bitcoin swag? Nippinator indicator.
You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. It's not just a coin.
It's a whole damn walk. I dare say it's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. Back at ya hoe with your wife. It's a celebration. As McGregor would say, right? Cheers to the crazy ones. Where you at? You guys ready, Mom Spaghetti? We're about to transition to our feature story of the day. We're up to 1,400 people on the live stream, try stream. Let's see how many we got on X in total right now. Over 1,200 on X. And I encourage those of you watching on YouTube, support us on X. And if you're only watching us on X, please support us on YouTube. And if you're only watching on one of those, also support us on Rumble. It's important to do so because this week we were under attack by the YouTube overlords. They removed like 30 plus of my videos claiming it was dangerous and harmful content. You can't make this shit up, but it is important in case something were to happen to the channel that you can still watch the live stream, because we will continue to stream even while under attack. If they terminate the channel like they did last year and the year before for the three-peat, at least we'll be able to continue streaming on X and Rumble as we do a tri-stream for that reason every day. And when we're done with the featured story of the day, we're going to end the YouTube as we've been doing this week, and we'll continue with the uncensored version of the pod exclusive on X and Rumble. So YouTube, no more uncensored, shit when we're done with the news. We end the transmission, and you guys have to go to X or Rumble if you're not already on X or Rumble. Just FYI, if you don't know now, you know. Looks like 109, baby. Come on now. Ahoy, Captain JB and a pirate crew. Greg's in the building. I was delayed. How to fix the lawnmower. Turns out some mice took up residence in the past week and chewed through the spark plug. Oh, snap. Tom and Jerry gotcha. Spaghettis and the meatballs. Mom, meatloaf. Mom, meatloaf. Exactly. YouTube doesn't have the Bitcoin swagger. Apparently not, Bill. Apparently not. It got the Epstein swagger, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It got that Peter Schiff swagger. You know what I'm saying? Let her rip. Tater chip. Darth Melda holding it down. All right. You guys ready? 109 incoming, I think, during this feature story. And it's going to be lit. 3,000 away, all-time high. Let's get it. I said I'll bring facts as well. He gifted me this beautiful shirt with JV's beautiful mug on it, by the way, at the 100K Fiesta, which was pretty lit, by the way. So shout out Facts and the rest of the fam. But yeah, we're about to do our feature story. I'm ready. All right, fam, now for our feature story of the day. Here's how the Bitcoin price gets to 1 million per coin, according to the Bitcoin OG, Adam Back. And we'll also give you an additional bonus prediction, brand new, never heard before, from the Michael Saylor of Strategy B, who just announced another Bitcoin acquisition as well today. Pretty lit day. New all-time high in play. We just surpassed 109,000 as the Nipinator indicator predicted. Where you at, Nip? Where you at? You're making me look bad. You're making me look bad. Let's see if we can spot the Nipinator in the room. I dare spotted a Nip. Holy shit. Nipinator indicator never disappoints. Less than 3,000 away. All-time high. Send it, mofos, and let's get it. So yeah, here's the latest. One idea of the price Bitcoin hitting a million sound like a moon talk for the moon boys. But the notion seems to be changing from fringe speculation into the mainstream investment and inevitability thesis championed by JV, Nipinator, Chandy 10, our very own Oracle, and Bring Facts, and I dare say Darth Melville. Let's throw him in there. Let's speak the truth. Fueled by the growing institutional adoption. I dare say the institutional FOMO like a motherfucking FOMO. Mofo, no Diddy, and the bold long-term forecast. The pathway, no solo way, to the price target hinges on the seemingly simple yet monumental shift. No Peter Shifty. Hide your kids, hide your wives from the Peter Shifty. Wall Street allocating a significant slice. And we ain't talking about that what is it called? The CP? Not the David Portnoy stuff. Not that type of slice. No Pizzagate, no Diddy. Vast wealth for the number one digital asset. There's only one number one, I dare say. There is no second best. At the recent Bitcoin event, strategy executive Mr. Michael Saylor, the chairman of Strategy B, said when Wall Street's 10%, the pretty little bitty, is going to be $1 million per coin. And according to him, this level of allocation would equate to as much as 20 trillion flowing into the Bitcoin markets, making a hostile takeover economically impossible, as aggressive buying would only empower the existing hodlers. Let her rip. Tater chip. The Bitcoin maxi isn't alone in the mega bullish outlook. We have Blockstream CEO, Bitcoin OG, the one and only, Adam Back, bringing sexy back to the Bitcoin network. He believes Bitcoin could achieve the 1 million milestone target way before Wall Street accumulates 10%. Agreed. He suggests that even a widespread 2% allocation across the major asset managers like the BlackRock would be enough to push the biddy to that 7-figure milestone, a mere 2%. So if Adam is saying 2% allocation from Wall Street is going to send Bitcoin to $1 million, you do the math of what 10% is going to do. That would be a 5x. So 5 million per coin, send it and let's get it. And it is not the first time Saylor predicted the pretty little bitty price hitting 7 figures. In fact, he's been doing it religiously since I've discovered them in 2020. In fact, September of 2024, in an interview on CNBC, forecast the long-term price of the king crypto, $13 million. He called it perfect money, in contrast to the fiat currencies. In fact, one of these fiat currencies is officially at zero against Bitcoin. You ever heard of the Turkish lira? Look it up. Other prominent voices, such as CZ, one of the wealthiest in all of crypto, and the wealthiest to ever get locked up in jail. Ironic enough, but he's a free man now. Shout out CZ. Known as CZ, echoes similar sentiment. Shangping Zhao, the crypto entrepreneur, previously projected the pretty little bitty, ended up between 500,000 per coin and 2 million this cycle. Let me know if you agree, disagree with CZ. We also have Kathy Wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if the Kathy Wood could chuck the bitty? That's a question. In April, the firm revised the base target of 1.2 million by 2030 with a bullish estimate of 2.4 million. ARK attributed the potential surge to institutional adoption, especially the spot Bitcoin ETFs, as well as Bitcoin growing role as decentralized programmable store money. In the company's estimation, all bets would be off if Bitcoin managed to capture at last 6.5% of the projected 200 trillion global investable asset market. This would dwarf gold's current share at roughly 3.6%. A comparison backed by data that Bitcoin enthusiast and early-stage angel investor Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, recently shared, showing that more Americans now own Bitcoin than gold. Take that, Schiffmeister, and hide your kids from Peter, please. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's on the cusp of re-entering price discovery live and in the flesh during the live stream, less than 3,000 away. Make some noise for that. And here's a little bonus Action Jackson for you guys. Saylor on his 13 million bitty forecast, he says, I'm getting more bullish and more bullish and more bullish as it continues to buy like there's no tomorrow. That's right. He recalled issuing the 13 million Bitcoin price forecast recently on stage in Vegas. And this was a forecast he initially first made in July of 2024 based on annual appreciation of just 29%. Of over 21 years. At the time, Bitcoin was only 65 Gs. So that model projected Bitcoin to reach 13 million by 2045, 20 years out. So with Bitcoin now trading above 100,000, close to 110, Saylor is becoming even more bullish, as he should. The strategy executive chairman stated the following. Listen up, guys, and baddies alike. I am getting more bullish on that forecast. I am certainly comfortable forecasting 30% a year on average for the next 20 years. So he ultimately believes Bitcoin's going up every single year moving forward, for the next 20 years at least, with an average of a 30% increase. Now, if you actually run the math, Bitcoin's been going up since the inception of the Genesis block over 100% per year. So holy shit. I dare say that's conservative, but even with the conservative projection, it's still extremely motherfucking bullish. 13 million per year, I think, will come a lot sooner than the year 2045. I dare say by the year 2030, we can be at 13 million per coin. But you guys let me know your thoughts, and we'll continue holding it down here as Bitcoins are ripping like the new Scottie Pippen, 1094. 26 hundo away. Price discovery today. Let's make it happen, Captain. Over 1,500 people on the live stream. And if we can get 9 more supers, we can do a pump watch, but it's up to you guys. Do you guys want that to happen? If not, it's all good in the hood. Just giving you guys the opportunity. JV, you're too nice. I call him the Shitmeister, the Peter Shifty. Keeping it shifty, low down, gritty, and grimy. Hide your kids, hide your wives from the shift. But yeah, here's what we're going to do. We're going to shift away from the YouTube stream and continue uncensored, exclusive on X and Rumble. How's that sound? We're going to hit it today. Look how fast we're rising. On the horizon. Fuck it. We're going to keep the YouTube transmission running for like a few more minutes because it's up to you guys. If you guys want to see a pump watch, I extended the goalpost. If we can get 10 supers during the transmission, we can still do a bonus pump watch, and we'll keep the stream running, and we'll celebrate the all-time high. We'll jam out to some Chanty Jams, and we'll live our best lives. But it's up to you guys. Let me know what you want to do. Welcome, everyone, to the Q&A segment of the live stream. It looks like the stream is continuing to blow up. All eyes on the biddy. Shit out Endo, man. What it do? Let's get it. We're hitting it today. I dare say, let's strike the gong. Nippinator indicator has never disappointed. All-time high in this piece. Let her rip. let her rip. With Bitcoin on the late afternoon tear, look for the market open tomorrow for the likes of MSTR, MARA, CEP, IREN, FBTZ, and IBIT, etc. Etc. Money printer go brr. JVI would love to pump once again. Pump it up. Oracle, answer the phone.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
Yeah, I'm going to end the YouTube. We're going to head on over to the Rumble right now. Good idea, Greg. So head on over to the Rumble if you're on the tube right now. Rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. We're going to continue uncensored exclusively on X and Rumble. So if you're on YouTube, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Deuces. Yeah, YouTube, we'll give it a few moments. YouTube transmission.